Imagine a number so massive, so heavy, that it shifts the very foundation of Hollywood's ecosystem. We're talking about $1 billion. That's right, $1 billion at the global box office. Usually, that kind of cash is reserved for superhero cape-swapping spectacles or giant tentpole sequels with decades of franchise history. But today, we aren't talking about superheroes. We're talking about a man, a movement, and a moment in music history that defined a generation. The Antoine Fuqua directed biopic, Michael, has officially, definitively, and undeniably crossed the $1 billion threshold. It is now the highest-grossing biopic of all time, comfortably eclipsing industry titans like Oppenheimer and the Freddie Mercury powerhouse Bohemian Rhapsody. For a mid-major studio like Lionsgate, this isn't just a hit, it is an exorcism of every doubt that has surrounded the project for years. It is a seismic shift, a historic milestone, and quite frankly, one of the wildest success stories of the decade. If you're as fascinated as I am by the intersection of business, pop culture, and the sheer unpredictable magic of cinema, you are in the right place. We are breaking down exactly how a film with so much baggage, so much skepticism, and so much pressure managed to capture the world's imagination. Before we dive into the data and the drama, take a second to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We cover the stories that change the industry, and you don't want to miss the deep dives we have coming up. Joining this community helps us keep the lights on and the quality high. So smash that button and let's get into the billion-dollar story. Let's be honest for a second. The road to $1 billion was not paved with gold. It was paved with obstacles. When Lionsgate announced this project, the industry whispers were loud. There was biopic fatigue. There was the critic factor. There were the complex, often polarizing discussions surrounding Michael Jackson's personal legacy. Critics were ready with their pens sharpened. Many pundits predicted that the film would be too controversial for the masses, or too sanitized to be true. Lionsgate, an independent studio, was effectively betting its entire future on a single project. If this flopped, if it failed to connect with the global audience, it wouldn't just be a disappointment, it could have been catastrophic for the studio's theatrical division. They were up against the behemoths of the industry, and the deck, by all traditional metrics, felt stacked against them. The real magic happened when the film actually fit theaters. The moment the numbers started rolling in, it became clear. The audience wasn't listening to the critics, they were listening to the music. The true climax of this success story was the universal reception of Jaafar Jackson. The moment he stepped onto the screen, the uncanny valley of impersonation vanished. He didn't just mimic the king of pop, he channeled him. The world saw something they hadn't seen in decades, the sheer electricity of Michael Jackson's stage presence brought to life with a reverence that felt authentic. The box office numbers didn't just climb, they skyrocketed. International markets that rarely champion American biopics flocked to theaters in droves. When the tracker hit that magical $1 billion mark, it was a thunderous realization. Michael Jackson's draw was not limited by borders, time, or the hot takes of the morning press. It was a global language of rhythm, dance, and sheer performance, and it proved that the appetite for event cinema is alive and well, provided the star power is undeniable. So why did it work? How did Michael beat Oppenheimer and Bohemian Rhapsody? The global language of music. Michael Jackson's music transcends language. From Tokyo to Rio, from London to Lagos, the melody of Billie Jean or Thriller is a universal anthem. The event factor. In a world where streaming is king, Michael became a collective experience. People didn't just want to watch it, they wanted to hear it in a theater, surrounded by others, feeling that bass hit in their chest. Jaafar Jackson's casting was the key, but using a relative who understood the nuances, the mannerisms, and the soul of the man, the film bypassed the cheesy biopic trap and hit a level of authenticity that resonated with the core fanbase and new audiences alike. Critics were looking for a documentary, the audience wanted a tribute, and in this case, the audience was right. Lionsgate didn't just deliver a movie, they delivered a cultural phenomenon that reminds us all why we go to the theaters in the first place, to feel something bigger than ourselves. The victory lap for Michael is well-deserved. By reaching $1 billion, Lionsgate has successfully transitioned from an independent player to a major studio contender. They've proven that if you respect the legacy, embrace the scale, and lean into the spectacle, the audience will follow. Michael is no longer just a movie. It is a case study in how to navigate controversy, leverage star power, and ultimately claim a piece of cinematic immortality. I want to hear from you. Did you see Michael in theaters? Did you feel the magic when that first song hit? Or were you skeptical going in? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed. We have a lot more industry deep dives coming your way, and you're going to want to be in the loop. Thanks for being part of the journey. See you in the next one.